Hello and welcome to another episode of D-Dubs Plays. Last time we focused on this huge airship which took me weeks to build, but this was far from the only thing to happen on the server over that period. Obviously for me, a lot of that time that wasn't spent building was instead spent doing things like this. You can't build something this big in survival without spending a lot of time digging, chopping and mining. And I do have to say a big thank you to everyone on the server for the regular donations of copper, which definitely saved me a lot of time. But let's move on to something more entertaining, like these. Now unfortunately I wasn't able to capture these deaths as I was at work when this happened. Jen posted this screenshot on Discord in the aftermath of a raid along with this comment, and just to let you know, Beansy is Jen's nickname for me. Fortunately, Valley did capture the damage Jen mentioned there and he sent me this clip. It seems Jen tried to fend off the pillagers by setting them alight with her flint and steel. She then tried to seek refuge in my cottage and continued with the fire strategy even on my wooden floors. Yes, Jen, wood burns. When I got home, I came to assess the damage, which honestly could have been worse, and I decided to repair it in such a way as to commemorate the incident forever. I've used some campfires to create some smoke so it looks like it's still smouldering, although you can't see it so well with these shaders on. No problem, we'll do a shot with the shaders switched off. And I'll take this opportunity to do the usual call to action. If you're enjoying the video, hit the like button, and whilst you're down there, why not subscribe as well? Okay, you may have noticed that I was wearing some netherite armor with trim. Well, that involved joining a few adventures to find the trims. Some were successful, like this trip to the Bastion, which was smooth sailing all the way. Some were unsuccessful, like this trip to the Bastion, which ultimately cost me all my gear. And some had mixed results, like this trip to the End Fortress, which was pretty much done when I somehow became the only survivor. All we had to do was light the portal, like before we jumped through it. Fortunately, I was able to salvage everything and get home safely. I also found a trail ruin. It took quite a while to excavate, but I ended up finding 3 of the possible trims that can be found in trail ruins. Fenrir actually managed to find the 4th one in another trail ruin, and between us as a group, we've now got all but 3 of the trims. One of them means going out to kill some guardians, so that'll be a adventure in the not too distant future. The other 2 require going down into the deep dark, so a little bit scary, but we'll get to that soon as well. Of course, I'm not the only person on the server who's been busy building over the past few weeks, and it's been a real joy watching the world develop, and it's an honour to be the one that gets to showcase all of these fantastic builds. Let's begin in our starter area next to my cottage. Now this build was originally Valley's first attempt at a starter base, but he abandoned it and made a new starter base elsewhere. So Jen decided to take on the challenge of turning it into something nice for all of us to enjoy. Down here in the basement, she's created this lovely games room with a pool table there, and then there's a dartboard on the back wall. She said it was a space for us guys to hang out, and I think she did a really good job on that area. But she's done a really good job in the whole of this build. On this floor she's created a nice dining area and kitchen area, and again the decoration in this area is really nice. The kitchen especially, I'm a big fan of the detail work that she did in there. It looks really good. And then as we slowly pan up to the top floor, we've got another nice seating area and lots of bookcases, somewhere for us to all come and just relax and chill out. Now just a stone's throw from this build, we have this lovely longhouse which Matron built. It sits just in front of Gretel's and Jake's castle and it looks awesome. The exterior, of course, is only part of the story, and Matrim did a fantastic job with the interior in this one as well. He's got this nice open fire pit in the middle there, and lots of item frames to act as plates and things. There's loads of nice little details, and it just looks fantastic. Over at Jemson and Gretel's castle, Jake has been hard at work building more technical builds. We've got an automatic bamboo farm and a massive auto smelter now underneath the big storage system. Just to the north of our starter area, Jen and Matrim completely landscaped these islands which sit just over the end fortress. But the landscaping is just a backdrop for these fantastic swords which Jen built. They're based on the Sverd I Fjell in Norway, which translates to swords in rock, and they look amazing. I think she did a really good job on these. Now Matrim's built several custom trees on the server, but this one is by far the most impressive. It's situated just behind my cottage and it towers over our starter area. Looks absolutely fantastic. As the camera pans around, you'll actually see my starter cottage come into shot just in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Now as we move west towards Nick's base, Matrim's added lots of small builds to fill the space, like this gazebo. A few small houses, like this one in the corner here. And also a beautiful fishing dock area down behind the iron farm and the gunpowder farm. And Jen added this beautiful floral gazebo as well. It's all these little builds that make it such a joy to explore the server. Several times I've been wandering around and come across something that I had no idea was there. And now we come to Nick's base. It is still very much a work in progress, but as you can see, he's come a long way since the first tour video that I did. There's lots of nice little details in the courtyard area down here and a couple of new buildings. But the piece de resistance is the castle that he's started working on up on the hill here. As you can see, it's not complete by any means, but it's looking really good so far and I can't wait to see it finished. Now Matrim and Jen have absolutely filled the areas to the north and west of Nick's base. This statue here is one of Matrim's builds and it looks awesome. And this is another of Matrim's builds, a nice little hobbit hole that he's built into the hillside here. And then just north of that is this fantastic cottage that Jen's built. It's nice and secluded right on the top of the mountain, and as we pan out, she's got this nice little viewing platform that gives a fantastic view of the area below. And that view includes this fantastic build. Jen built this build inspired by the series of books The Moomins. This is the Moomin house from Moomin Valley. She's done a fantastic job on this, it looks awesome. This is another of Jen's builds. This one was inspired by Stavanger Cathedral in Norway. I think she's done a fantastic job with this, but she has changed the roofs there, the copper roofs, since I took this footage. She wasn't happy with the way they looked, and they do look a lot better now. She's also done a great job with the interior here, made it look like a proper cathedral with a pedestal up at the end there. Really good job. Next to the cathedral, Jen and Matrim have been expanding this village. They've added lots of extra houses. There's a new villager trading hall in there as well, and lots of other nice little details. And then as we pan around up on the hilltop here, Fenrir has been working on this gorgeous little gatehouse. I think he's done a fantastic job on this, and I don't think it's finished yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks when it's done. Now this is just to the south of the village and to the west of Nick's base. This gorgeous little marketplace here was built by Jen, as a kind of farmer's market, and you can see in the distance there is the farm that Jen and Matron have built. We'll take a closer look at that in a couple of minutes. Matron built this cute little heart statue just here, and there's a nice little pond just beyond it. And you can also see the gorgeous farmhouse that Jen built there and the windmill in the background. The landscaping in this area is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm a big fan of this beautiful little garden area that Jen built just in front of the farmhouse here. This just looks amazing. I love it. And now we come to the farm itself. We've got this gorgeous apiary here, lots of rolling fields. Jen's built this gorgeous barn and greenhouse in the background here. This is actually one of my favourite areas on the server. There's so many cute little details in here. It's a joy to walk through this area. We've got a nice little cart down here with some hay bales and things on it. And all these lovely paths that wind through the fields. A nice little chicken coop there. Again, I think that was one of Jen's builds. There's some horse fields in the background over there. And then as we pan around, there's a cute little tractor in this field here. And then just in the distance there, you can see another little market stand. Just beyond the fields, we've got this cute little fox statue that Matron built for Seaman, who is a new member on the server. And this is Seaman's starter house. West of the farms, Fenrir has been busy at his base. Now, he did use a tutorial video for this skull, which is just by the entrance of his base. That was by Meg Ray, and I will link that video in the description. Now, as we pan around past this cute little bridge and the little docks here, we can see that Fenrir has completed the house that was still a work in progress in my first tour video. And I think he's done a really good job on this. It looks really nice. It was already shaping up to be quite a nice build when I showed it in the last video. But yeah, he's done a great job finishing it off here. It looks really good. He's got a cute little balcony on the far side here, and I'm a big fan of that really large chimney that he's put on the roof there. And this build was actually unfinished for quite a while because between starting it and finishing it, Fenrir decided to build this cute little cabin over here as well. We've got a nice little stone plinth in the background there, which I think he's intending to put something on, but I'm not sure. And the interior in this cottage is really nice as well. He's got a cute little kitchen in there and lots of nice little details. Now, Twixboy, or Valley as we're now calling him, has made us start on a nice base over here. He's created a big landing area for us because we all had elytra, which was quite funny. I think this area's got a lot of potential. I'm really looking forward to how it develops, but he hasn't been as active as a lot of people on the server, so it's not growing quite as quickly as some areas. But as I say, I think there's a lot of potential in this area, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he comes up with for it. Now, Valley's base is quite a long way from the rest of our bases, but it's pretty close to this fantastic hollow island here. Grattle's found this and she's taken it on as a big project. The bridge there was actually Jake, and I love the asymmetrical design that he came up with there. I think he's done an amazing job with that. It looks awesome. But the rest of the work, as I say, has been mostly Grattle's. All of the trees and the landscaping on the exterior of this island have all been done by her. It was just a bare island when she first started, didn't have any of this lovely overgrowth around it, and I think she's done an amazing job with that. It looks absolutely fantastic. I love how she's made it look so overgrown down at the base of the island, but it transitions so nicely into the stone towards the top of the island. And she's created this gorgeous waterfall here with a few little trees over the top of it. And as we go through the waterfall, we come into the caves below. All of these caves were natural as well, and she's just been working on making them look awesome. She started working on a little dock area down at the bottom here. And then as we come upwards, she's done loads of work creating a really interesting space in this big hollow cavern beneath the island. And again, this is a space with a lot of potential, so I know she's been struggling a bit with inspiration in this area, but I'm really hoping she comes back to it because I'd love to see what she comes up with for this space. Now back over near our starting area, you may have spotted this lovely water tower in the background of some of the shots earlier. This was built by Jen. She did an amazing job on that. And then just to the south of the water tower, we have this fantastic build by Matron. Still a work in progress, it's not finished yet, but I'm loving the way that it's looking so far. Love the way that he's used the glass there. It's looking really, really cool. And then a little bit further south of this, we have a horse that was done by Fenrir. This is another one that he got from a tutorial, again by Meg Ray, and again I will link that video in the description. But that's looking amazing too. And then a little further south still, we have this build. This is our last build for today. This has been a group project. Everybody's chipped in a little bit to this one. Originally it was just going to be a horse racing course, but somehow it kind of evolved and became a Quidditch pitch as well. Now it is still very much a work in progress, and there's quite a lot left to do to really give it that awesome sauce, but it's coming along quite nicely. I think it's looking pretty good so far, and yeah, it's going to look amazing when it's done. And as we pan around here, we can see the bridge that Jake built to connect it up to the pathway. Again, he's done a really good job with this bridge. I love the designs that he comes up with. I mean, he is a bridge engineer in real life, so kind of expected, but yeah, really good. So that is the server so far. There are so many amazing builds in this world, and I'd love to know which one's your favourite, so jump down in the comments and let me know. Next time we'll be working on adding some awesome sauce to the hull of the airship. Really looking forward to showing you some of the ideas I've come up with for that. But that's it for today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, then don't forget to like and subscribe. And there's also a Discord as well. The link for that will be down in the description. And I will catch you in the next one.